Kentucky to Colonel Jeffrey B. Hambrice. Today's ceremony is a reflection of procedures practiced since the birth of our Army in 1775. The formation of troops centered on our national flag represents the unified purpose of our Army and its willingness to make the ultimate sacrifice in the defense of our nation. Next to our national flag are our unit colors. This closeness to the national flag symbolizes the trust placed in us by our nation. Before each unit is the company guidon, and each is a symbol of pride, tradition, and history. The unit colors were served to mark the location of an organization's headquarters and its commander. When a unit's colors are removed from the headquarters, such as for today's ceremony, they remain under guard. This is more than tradition. It is solemn recognition and devotion to the sacrifice and gallantry of all who have ever served under these colors. The task of guarding unit colors is an honor given to only the finest of soldiers. At this time, we would like to extend a sincere welcome to our distinguished guest. Commanding General, Regional Health Command Atlantic, Brigadier General Mary Krieger, who is attending virtually. Command Sergeant Major, Regional Health Command Atlantic, Command Sergeant Major Rebecca Booker, who is also attending virtually. Blanchfield Army Community Hospital, Command Sergeant Major Marlon Foltz, Dental Health Command Atlantic Senior Enlisted Advisor, Master Sergeant Julie C. Morris, Commander of DENTAC Fort Knox, Kentucky, Lieutenant Colonel Eric Setter, Senior Enlisted Advisor of DENTAC Fort Knox, Kentucky, Sergeant First Class Ulysses Robinson. Also in attendance, we have former Fort Campbell DENTAC Commander, Colonel Retired Joseph Britton. Honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Change of Command ceremony for the Fort Campbell DENTAC. We hope you enjoy this special event. The reviewing officer for today's ceremony is Colonel Micheal T. Evans, Commander of the Dental Health Command Atlantic. The Commander of Troops is Major Lloyd Ankman. It is customary at a change of command for the commander's spouse and family members to be presented flowers from the command, thanking them for their support and selfless service. At this time, Corporal Quentin Josie will present Lieutenant Colonel Hoffman's spouse, Danielle, with a gift of appreciation for her love and support to the Fort Campbell DENTAC family and gifts to his son Ford. At this time, Sergeant Joshua Messerschmidt will present a bouquet of yellow roses to Colonel Hambrice's spouse, Chris, from the officers, non-commissioned officers, and soldiers of the company, welcoming her into the Fort Campbell DENTAC family.
Company, attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation to be delivered by Chaplain Jeremiah J. Catlin and remain standing for the arrival of the official party and the playing of our national anthem.
Please join me for a word of prayer. Oh Lord our God, as we've gathered here today for this wonderful ceremony, we just want to take this opportunity to celebrate Lieutenant Colonel Hoffman, his service to the DENTAC, his family, and their wonderful support during this time. And thank you for his leadership, his compassion, and the way he's guided these wonderful soldiers and all these civilians. I pray for his future at his next duty station, that you'd continue to strengthen him and his family and help him to continue to lead well. For our incoming commander, we pray for Colonel Hambrice and his wife, and just thank you for both of them being here with us and being able to take this leadership, these reins at this time. And I pray for wisdom to be delivered upon him as he leads us well. And I pray for you to just bless his entire family throughout this time that he'll have here with this DENTAC. We pray all these things in your most holy name. Amen.
Present arms.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. The change of command is a simple yet traditional event that is rich with symbolism and heritage. Key to the ceremony is the passing of the unit colors. The colors represent not only the lineage and honors of the unit, but also the loyalty and unity of its soldiers. The colors are the commander's symbol of authority, representing his responsibilities to the organization. Wherever the commander is, there also are the colors. The custodian of the colors is First Sergeant Jamal Bowen, the senior enlisted soldier in the unit and the principal advisor to the commander. The passing of the colors symbolizes the transfer of command, responsibility, and authority from the former commander to the new, demonstrating to the soldiers of the unit that Lieutenant Colonel Hoffman has passed the mantle of leadership to Colonel Hambrice, and with this also passes the loyalty and unity of the soldiers. By authority of paragraph 2-5 alpha, Army Regulations 600-20, the undersigned assumes command of the United States Army DENTAC, Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Effective date, 18 August 2022. Signed, Jeffrey Hambrice, Colonel, Dental Corps Commanding. First Sergeant passes the colors to the outgoing commander, Lieutenant Colonel Hoffman, for the last time, symbolizing the duty and responsibilities of command to the outgoing commander. Lieutenant Colonel Hoffman then passes the colors to Colonel Evans, thereby relinquishing his responsibilities and authority. Colonel Evans passes the colors to Colonel Hambrice, charging him with the same responsibility and authority for the soldiers and civilians of the United States Army DENTAC, Fort Campbell. Colonel Hambrice then passes the colors back to First Sergeant for safekeeping, as the First Sergeant's act of loyalty to his new commander. This signifies the continuity of the outgoing and incoming commander's trust and confidence in the non-commissioned officer corps. First Sergeant then returns the colors back to the color bearer, symbolizing that the colors belong to the soldiers. As the official party returns to the front, you will notice that the incoming and outgoing commander changes sides. This is done to allow the new commander to assume the traditional place of honor to the right of the senior commander.
Parade, rest.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the Den Health Command Atlantic, Colonel Micheal T. Evans.
Good morning. Good morning. Awesome. General Krieger, Command Sergeant Major Booker, distinguished guests, family and friends of the Fort Campbell Dental Health Activity, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to attend today's ceremony, whether it's in person or virtually. Today we celebrate the accomplishments of the Fort Campbell Dental Health Activity as we look forward to the next chapter. Thank you, Chaplain Kaplan, for your invocation. Together with our national anthem, you beautifully set the stage for this auspicious occasion and connected it to the Creator and to our nation. I want to thank the soldiers and civilians who worked to put this together, and thanks to the soldiers in formation, you all look outstanding. Without you, this would not be possible. A special thanks goes to the families of these leaders. Lieutenant Colonel Hoffman is joined today by his wife, Danielle, who served as an Army dentist for 7 years. Also in attendance is her son, Ford Michael. Colonel Hambrice is joined today by his wife, Chris. They have 2 sons, Michael and Zach. Both live in Austin, Texas. It's important to recognize these families and the role that they play in grounding these leaders and surrounding them with support. We're especially thankful for their sacrifice that they have made and will continue to make. So let's give these families a round of applause. President John F. Kennedy is quoted as saying, "Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future." Today, Army medicine is changing, and therefore Army dentistry is changing. Our focus is shifting to an expeditionary strategy while continuing to provide high-quality health care. Change is uncertain, but it's also exciting as it creates opportunities for creativity, growth, and innovation. We also face many challenges, some old and some new. Budgetary constraints, a global pandemic with unpredictable variants, war, and social unrest. Our environment is undoubtedly volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And in spite of these challenges, our mission remains the same. And I take comfort in knowing that readiness, training, and leader development will continue to be vital to the health of our warfighters and the security of our great nation. We're thankful to Colonel Hoffman for his leadership at Fort Campbell DENTAC. Through his leadership and your execution, his time in command has been successful. And I want to highlight just a few of those accomplishments that he's accomplished in a span of just 5 months. His continued emphasis on dental readiness and efficiency resulted in the increase in readiness from 93 to 96%, 5 months, and wellness as high as 65%. He supported the 101st Airborne Division during Operation Lethal Eagle 2, where dental exams were done in the field, which directly aligns with our mission and vision of providing expeditionary support to our warfighters. He also partnered with 1st BCT to do a hands-on training in for DENTAC enlisted personnel on how to set up, maintain, and utilize field dental equipment. And he conducted a first ever DENTAC-led live fire range. He trained 3 range safety officers, qualified 22 DENTAC service members, and the end state, Fort Campbell DENTAC is now training an experience to conduct future live fire events. This is an amazing accomplishment, and it gets after our readiness requirements through the vehicle of healthcare delivery. And this is truly impressive because you've done this in just 5 months, and that's as much as some do in 3 years of command. So we thank Colonel Hoffman for ensuring the continuity of the Fort Campbell DENTAC. We appreciate your contribution to the Dental Health Command Atlantic and wish you and your family the best in your next assignment. We'd also like to welcome Colonel Hambrice. Colonel Hambrice comes to us from Fort Sam Houston, Texas. He's knowledgeable, committed, and eager to lead, and above all, he's a fan of America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. I thought that'd get your attention. He possesses the experience and compassion necessary to build a culture of trust and accountability, and weather the storm of changes that he will definitely face. At times it will be hard, but hard is not impossible. Whether it's our healthcare delivery mission or readiness mission, the priority of this region and this DENTAC is our people. People first. If you take care of your people, take care of our soldiers and civilians, the mission will always get accomplished. I say again, if we take care of our people, our soldiers and civilians, the mission will always be accomplished. So on behalf of the Atlantic Spartans, we want to welcome you and your family to our family as a command team. I'm looking forward to working with you and seeing you take this command to the next level. Through Army dentistry, Army medicine is Army strong. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the former commander, U.S. Army DENTAC, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, Lieutenant Colonel Micheal A. Hoffman.
Good morning, everybody. Excuse me. Just like to say again, thank you to all the soldiers and civilians that put this together. You guys look absolutely fantastic, and I'm so proud of all that you've done. Brigadier General Krieger, Command Sergeant Major Booker, thank you for your virtual attendance. Colonel Evans, Master Sergeant Morris, thank you for your attendance today. And to our DENTAC family and my family and friends near and afar, thank you for your attendance and support over the last 6 months. Again, thank you to the soldiers and civilians who put on this outstanding event. First, I want to express my gratitude to some individuals. Colonel Evans, thank you for placing your trust in me to lead this formation. Every day was a learning experience, and I can tell you those lessons will not go to waste. First Sergeant Bowen and Mr. Davis, thank you for completing my Dream Command team. Your mentorship, honest advice, and dedication to my success and the success of this unit are immeasurable. Without you, I would have easily failed. Thank you to the headquarters staff for keeping this machine running. And to my NCOICs and OICs, you truly have one of the toughest jobs in the dental corps. Thank you for running the clinics and taking care of your people. Finally, to my wife and my son, it's almost over, bud. None of this happens without your support. Thank you for believing in me. Thanks for listening to me, most of the time. And thanks for pushing me to be the best version of myself for these people. Well, that went by pretty quick. So, team, today I just want to highlight all that you've done over the past 6 months. As Colonel Evans mentioned, you've raised our readiness to a point where we're consistently exceeding 96% by the end of every month. You outproduced production benchmarks by 120%. You received high marks for infection control and patient safety during your recent regional inspection. You trained and mentored 7 new Army leaders in the AGD, ensuring the Dental Corps will have competent leader clinicians in the future. We promoted 7 soldiers to the NCO Corps and 4 officers to the field grade ranks. You've completed real-world training to improve our ICTL and AWT numbers, and those aren't just numbers, those translate to you, as Colonel Evans said, being able to do expeditionary dentistry. You completed the first DENTAC weapons range probably ever, but at least in over a decade. And you supported the 101st Airborne Division in the field and away from Fort Campbell at locations like Fort Knox and West Point. You proved that even as DENTAC soldiers, you can go where the warfighter goes and support him or her in austere environments. Finally, you were able to ensure the 101st could rapidly deploy to support the NATO deterrence mission in EUCOM. Your successes are what motivated me every day to come to work. You have done more with less and continue to meet every challenge set before you. Well, ironically, in the Army, the reward for a job well done is the opportunity to do more good work. And so as I leave, I want to offer you a few challenges. Number 1, never stop taking care of people. If you do this, everything else will fall into place. Take opportunities to develop yourself and your peers and your subordinates. You should always be lifting while climbing. Second, change is coming, and there's a lot of unknowns to this change. Take this challenge as an opportunity to test your resilience and your ability to problem solve. Remember, you have the ability to take decisive action at your level. Take Colonel Hambrice's guidance and intent and use your ingenuity to find the best answers at your level. Finally, to our green suiters, remember you are Army dentists and Army dental assistants. We are in uncertain times, and you should always be ready to answer the call. Master not only your dental craft, but that of the profession of arms. Embrace military training like ranges and ICTs as an opportunity to grow as both a dental professional and a military professional. I may be leaving you all, but know that I take many lessons learned from all of you. Thank you for pushing me to be better for you. Air Assault, Bite of the Eagle, Army Medicine is Army Strong.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander, U.S. Army DENTAC, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, Colonel Jeffrey B. Hambrice.
Good morning. Okay, good morning. Thank you. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. I appreciate y'all being here to celebrate this change of command with us. Also, I'd like to thank our honored guests, those that are here in person and those that are attending virtually. Also, Chaplain Catlin, it's a pleasure to meet you earlier. Thank you so much for your invocation. And I want to thank all these great soldiers you see standing up here before you that's helping to make this a great ceremony. And really big thanks to everyone who helped put this ceremony together. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Okay, so I've done these speeches a few times, so I've learned to get things in the right order. The right order is I'm thanking my wife first. So Chris, thanks, babe. Thank you for being here with me today, not only for the support that you give me during our last 6 years in command, but also for our almost 37 years of marriage now. We married in junior high. So Chris is always ready and willing to start over when it's time for us to move on to a new duty station. No complaining, nothing. She's just like, let's go. I'm ready to go. She's ready for new and exciting adventures. So I can tell y'all the jury's still out on me, but y'all have hit a home run with having her as your commander's spouse. Thanks, babe. I love you. So we're really excited about being here and joining the team at Fort Campbell. When we found out we were coming to Fort Campbell, everyone told us we were going to love it here, and we're really both looking forward to being part of a true Army post again. My first command was at Fort Riley from 2016 to 2019, and we really loved our time here, and I have no doubt we'll feel the same when we leave here. As some of you may know, and as all of you will know now and in a little bit later, I've served in the Army Dental Corps for just under 13 years, after almost 19 years of private practice just outside of Dallas, Texas. One of my early mentors in the Dental Corps at Fort Stewart, Georgia, and a big reason I'm standing before you today as your commander is Colonel Mark McDonald. I was not aware of this until I saw the program yesterday, but I discovered Colonel McDonald was the commander here from 04 to 07. He was a great example of a servant leader to me while he was my commander at Fort Stewart, where I began my Army journey. So I hope I can at least do half as good a job as I know he did when he was here, and I feel like I will have been a success. To the DENTAC team, I can't promise I'll do everything right and that every decision I make will be the right decision, but I can promise you that I will do my best to always do what is right for all of you and for this organization. I will do my best to listen more, talk less, and learn from those who provide much needed valuable feedback. My door will truly always be open. I look forward to meeting each one of you and spending time to getting to know you. We all know there's a lot of change on the horizon for Army dentistry, but our mission will remain the same, taking care of soldiers. Lieutenant Colonel Hoffman, Mike, I can't thank you enough for all you've done to make this transition smooth and successful. Although you served in the interim between commanders, you are definitely not just an interim commander. I'm incredibly grateful for your commitment to help set me up for success, and you've just done a phenomenal job. Thank you for stepping up and taking on this challenge and responsibility. The DENTAC is better for it, and I'll be better for it. I certainly hope that you seek command opportunities in the future. The Dental Corps needs you. Finally, Colonel Evans, sir, thank you very much for the confidence showing in me as I join your region. I'm really humbled by this opportunity, and I'm really looking forward to learning from your insight and experience. So now, my first order as your commander. When we're done here, get back and eat all that food back there because we don't want to take it with us. And everyone, thanks for coming. Thanks for being with us. And Army medicine is Army strong.
Company, attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join us in the singing of the Army song. March
along, sing a song with the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proud we proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. Then it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off and cadence loud and strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
Take charge of the unit.
Army medicine, Army strong.
This concludes the Fort Campbell DENTAC Change of Command ceremony. You are all invited to come forward and bid farewell to Lieutenant Colonel Hoffman and his family at the front of the stage area. There will be a reception honoring Colonel Hambrice and his family immediately following this ceremony. Thank you for your attendance. There you go, yes, I'm glad you did it.